Hi, how are you, Noah?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's been a very Noah Garden Sorts week at the house. Very Noah. If my birthday was the very Esther week, today was the very Noah week where you had your deadline article. So congratulations.
Thank you. I have a new project in the works that I'm very excited about. I'm hosting a weekly comedy show covering the prediction markets. And the big announcement was made online with a deadline article. Anyone in comedy or the industry knows you wait for the deadline article. It's like one of the few things that can make your peers stop scrolling on the gram and go, what the fuck did this guy just get?
There should be, I think I should do a tour poster where I do a deadline article and just be like, come to my show in West Palm Beach. And everyone's like, screw you. Just like I want to do Call Jacob as because it's such a famous poster of like injury attorney. Honestly, I want to take injury attorney billboards and turn them into comedy shows. I don't know. I just think it's funny that way.
It's good branding, good marketing.
How to stop scrolling.
But today we actually recorded the first episode of the show that I'm working on. I get to record from my house, and Esther was kind enough to be my hair and makeup. You got me camera ready, which is also, by the way, why I'm not in glasses and might look less smudgy and shiny.
Oh, you're being humble. You look stunning. You look gorgeous. You are slaying. You ate it. No crumbs.
I love your commitment to having a nice outfit, full hair and makeup, looking gorgeous every episode while I continue to deliver t-shirts and sweatpants, slippers, which you can't see.
Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber. Also, I don't want to set the bar. Like, for now, we've got 4 episodes where I look good. 5th episode, I might join you and you could show up in a business suit.
Episode 8, you're in a muumuu.
Yeah. So don't be fooled. I might just show up looking horrible.
But here's what I want to say. You did my hair and makeup for the shoot, and
I wanted to go big, giant disco curls.
I don't have the hair for it. But I just told you I have one little red mark above my eyebrow, which is a permanent scar from when my oldest child was a baby. He scratched me. The scratch never healed. And now in every picture, I have to see this giant red circle above my eyebrow. And I told you I wanted that covered up. And then you started covering up other stuff that I didn't even know existed. And so as a man, I have to tell you, getting my makeup done was a humbling experience because you were clearing up and removing blemishes I was unaware of to the naked eye.
50% of your face is face garbage, your hair, your beard. Like it's such a cheat code. If all of our, like, you're basically contouring your face perfectly, but dark and light when women do the dark.
Beards are absolutely a male cheat code. I don't think any man would lie about that. If you knew the double chin that existed under this beard, you'd be filing divorce papers.
And you can see the chin on Maisel. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, they made him shave because comedians in the 50s wouldn't dare have like disgusting beards.
Correct. Little known fact about my guest appearance on Mrs. Maisel. I was a writer on the show, and a lot of people always ask, how did I get that role? I appeared in 2 episodes as a comic in the 50s. They literally cast me to fuck with me. The creator, Amy Sherman Palladino, cast me as a joke to force me to shave my beard. She knew how much I hated my unshaven face that she cast me in this role where, for period piece authenticity, I literally couldn't have a beard. And it was so one big joke to her. That's how I got
the inside Maisel scoop, baby. I saw something infuriating. I hate starting with like, I was on the internet, but here we go. I was in the bathroom and
let's start with I was on the internet. We don't care where you were on the internet. We're all familiar with how we stumble upon the internet. It's either late at night watching porn or anytime during the day on our phone in the bathroom.
So it was that an AI model, which is now a thing, very much a thing. AI model has made like over $1 million in this past year selling feet pictures.
Okay.
I have never felt more competitive in my life. I was like, nah, bitch, that ain't your money. And it's not necessarily my money either, but like there's a woman, a single mom who's struggling and she wants to pay for math lessons. Okay. She needs a math tutor for her son. And God blessed her with a fucked up face.
This is quite the narrative you're spinning about.
But gorgeous feet. God blessed her with gorgeous feet. That money belongs to her.
I love that you're an artist and a writer in an industry very much threatened or affected by the prospect of AI taking jobs, and where your concern is actually that AI is taking foot pick jobs on the internet.
It's fucked up. So if you have beautiful feet, that's your money.
Which you do. You give the viewers at home a little something.
I'm
Esther for you on OnlyFans. Can we get some feet pics going on?
No AI robot.
Well, as you seem to be moving more towards the internet and AI and at least seeing what's out there, I'm moving in the other direction. I'm going more analog. I have recently picked up a newfound passion for Sudoku, thanks to you. You went to the airport while you were traveling. You got the kids a bunch of gifts, and then you were kind enough to buy me a 100-page Sudoku book, and I am loving it. It is like my new morning routine. With my coffee, I mind my business, I tune the world out, and I crunch some numbers. And I got to say, big fan.
With pen or pencil?
Pencil. I'm not that cocky. I mean, how arrogant of an asshole do you have to be to do Sudoku and pen? That's like people who do New York Times crossword and pen. It's like, all right, bro, calm down.
I struggle with Sudoku, and I kind of want to know some of your tricks, because I get to a certain point and I think I'm really good to get to a certain point, and then I'm like, how are we getting further?
I think your ADD is too bad to get through Sudoku. I honestly don't think you have the patience and
Challenge
concentration.
accepted.
I don't think you have the concentration in that increment of time required to be successful at Sudoku. Your math skills are certainly on par. You're fantastic at math.
Can we talk about my bug killing skills?
Yeah, if we're talking skills, if I'm a skilled Sudokuist, your secret skill is exterminating.
Well, there was the dishes in the laundry, which Noah's so OCD in particular about dishes in the laundry. I can't do it right. So I'm like, fine, you do it. So he, lovely man over here, does the dishes in the laundry. Then we had a dead bird. It was a dead bird, and someone had to deal with the dead bird.
I am not ashamed to admit I do not do dead animals. There's something about a dead animal that creeps me out to my core. I have like a visceral reaction. I cannot pick up a dead bird, a dead squirrel, a dead cat. If I stumble across anything dead,
it wasn't fun. But he literally was like, look, I'm doing the dishes in the laundry.
We are a very 2026 household. We share. There's a strong division of labor. It just goes opposite of what most people would assume. I, as the man, do the dishes in the laundry. You, as the woman, kill the bugs and pick up the dead animals.
So I picked up a dead bird, and then the next thing you know, the exterminator, we hired an exterminator because we're like, oh no, there's scorpions and all these things that they're digging up all of Vegas is being dug up. So we're like, what do we do? He didn't get the job perfect, and there were still some critters. So I was like on Amazon and started to buy things. I have roach water. I have ant trap.
Yeah,
ant
you
gel.
started pulling out elixirs and mixtures that I didn't even know existed.
It's just sticky tape, which is kind of the kind way.
That's the basic.
But now I have the kids involved, and everyone's like, "We got to get the bugs. We got to get." And I am now the official exterminator. We call it Ester the Exterminator.
No, we call it Exterminator. How do you fuck up your own nickname?
Exterminator.
You are Ester the Exterminator, aka the Exterminator, but you have this horrible business pitch, which is
I want to do sexy lady exterminators, where we're like, I'm sorry, did you guys have a bug problem?
Oh, you must have roaches because they're always looking for something wet.
Yeah, and just be like, well, I think your problem is we're gonna have to spray the house.
I think there are a lot of businesses where you can hire attractive women for the novelty of it. It probably wears off after a time or two, but I understand the sexy cleaning lady.
Topless cleaning lady is.
Sure.
I mean, what I want to know is like, how clean's the house gonna get?
But I don't think anyone, even the creepiest of pervs, is interested in hot women coming to be their exterminator.
Well, it's not. Let me just tell you this: it's not about being hot. It's about getting the job done properly. And when you want to kill them bugs, you hire a hot bitch, because we're gonna get the job done. What if it's not even?
Oh yes, hot bitches, very well known for getting the job done. Everyone knows knows that hot women are synonymous with working really hard and getting things done efficiently. No, hot women famously cruise off of their attractiveness.
Okay, fine. But it would be funny. And am I not doing a phenomenal job?
You are a fantastic exterminator.
Thank you. All I've ever wanted to hear is that I'm doing a good job.
Separate from your looks. That's all.
Thank you so much.
What else is going on?
We've been watching a good amount of documentaries.
Oh, well, let me address this. I am one episode left in Better Call Saul, which was a fantastic show. But
good for you.
Like a month and a half ago, I loved Breaking Bad. I never watched Better Call Saul. I was out of shows. One night I threw it on. I got hooked. But it is 6 seasons, basically an hour an episode. The last season's 13 episodes. And it gets to the point where it becomes a homework assignment. Even if you like the show, once you've watched that much of it, you're just pushing to get through. And like, unlike you, I will not quit on a show. I will not quit on a book. Even if I stop liking it or if I'm disengaged, I'm reading a book all the way through if I open page 1. If I start a show, I'm watching till the end.
I watched every single episode of The Wire to the end.
Well, that's a pleasure. That's arguably the greatest show of all time.
But yes, I have a hard time sitting and watching every single episode of every single show because I have so much to get done.
You're not a good co-watcher, or maybe I'm just too particular, but like, as you know, I need silence when I watch TV. I refuse to miss a word of dialogue. Even in reality TV, when we watch the Kardashians together, you'll be like,
I
making
do
some
think
comment.
Chloe and Scott are like they are meant for each other. And in this weird world, I could see them together. Just saying.
Sure. But my point is that like, even in watching something as trivial as Kardashian reality TV, if you ask me a question, I'll be like, I don't know, because I missed what they said because you were talking.
You get upset.
I will not miss a word of a TV show. If you ask me a question and interrupt, I will pause it, answer your question, then rewind to where we were before you asked the question.
Have you watched TV with my mom?
It's a nightmare.
Have you?
Yes, and I will only watch a TV show or a movie with your mother if I've already seen it, because I know the amount of talking and questioning that's happening during that episode is unfathomable, unconscionable.
When you took the kids to go see the movie, The Goat, were they chatting?
No, Moses was locked in. Nathan wanted to fall asleep on me, or every 3 seconds was asking for more food or like something to drink. But when it comes to kids' movies, I take that as a nap in the dark. Like, I don't care about following, even if it is a good movie. If I'm taking the kids to a movie, which is very rarely.
That's an expensive nap.
Worth every penny. If I get 2 hours of the kids leaving me alone in a dark room, and now I don't know if it's a Vegas thing, I would assume it's national. Now movie theaters basically all come with recliners. It's like the last attempt at luring people to come see the movies live is, we're going to make this as comfortable as possible to be here, right?
They should have really, really hot girls selling tickets.
Yes.
I want to see Wuthering Heights, and I never saw it, and I want to see it. Why wouldn't you?
Go with your mom. You guys can.
Maybe I will.
I have negative desire to see Wuthering Heights.
I did. We wanted to see the comedy movie with Will Arnett.
I did, and we had a lot of friends that were in the movie. Shout out to all of them.
But we couldn't find the right time to go.
It's hard because if you're going to go see a movie as a parent, you either need to go during the day when you have your days to finally get shit done, or you need to pay a babysitter on top of the ticket prices. So very rarely does going out to the theater seem worth it. But, we should do comedy shows at noon. There you go. Comedy shows at noon with hot women killing bugs in the background. I think we got, I think we got a business. Yeah.
How's your neck and everything? How's the pillow situation?
Pillows are okay. I found a combo that works. My neck is feeling good. Physically, I've been okay this week. Thank you for asking.
I have to applaud myself. I'm almost 3 months with no weed. And I will say the no weed has been a very big struggle or a very big hurdle. But I have a tip for anyone quitting weed, which is if you're going to quit weed, start 10 new projects. I was studying for integrative health coaching. I'm starting new podcasts, and all these things happened, and it coincide with quitting weed. So just if you're out there and you're thinking about quitting weed, here's how you do it. 10 projects, 3 projects, 4 projects.
What a revolutionary idea. Are you thinking about getting off of drugs? Might I suggest having shit to do?
Yes.
That ought to do the trick.
Yes.
Turns out you can't get high all day when you got things to do.
That works.
I found that out the hard way.
I feel like it is riveting. It is good.
Yes. But don't you feel like now that you have 10 projects going, wouldn't it be better than ever to, at the end of a long day, after working on all these things, to just get high? But you're afraid that if you open that Pandora's box again, you're going to start smoking during the day, and then once again will not be doing as much as you could be.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Some people would say it's harder than quitting drugs, but I have really been decreasing my sugar intake over the last month or so. Hopefully on camera, it's finally
Sugar
showing.
is like in your brain, it's the same as heroin.
Yeah, and I have really cut back on my sweets, and it's been difficult, but I'm finally seeing the results when I look in the mirror, which certainly makes it easier to stick with it.
What was your go-to sweet?
Oh my God, I love a good ice cream at the end of the night.
What flavor?
I either go mint chocolate chip or vanilla with hot fudge, because I don't buy ice cream for the house. So when I'm talking about ice cream, I don't go to the freezer, pull out a pint and dig in. I make an event of it. It's partly so I don't have it too often, but I have to drive to the ice cream shop. I've always loved ice cream. I scooped ice cream for 3 years in high school as my high school job, which, by the way, best job ever for a teenage pothead.
I'm going to force the kids to be ice cream scoopers.
I was an ice cream scooper in Denver, Colorado, which meant for half the year it was too cold for people to come get ice cream. So on many nights, my friends and I would be just sitting in an empty ice cream shop. We would go get high as fuck behind the shop, or sometimes in the ice cream freezer, and then just have free run of the place to make ourselves all the ice cream sundaes we wanted. What a treat. What a dream. So that was my go-to.
This feels like a 90s movie that is waiting to be written. The ice cream stoners.
One day I will absolutely write a teenage stoner movie about a bunch of kids just working at an ice cream shop for their summer job.
There has to be a heist. There has to be something, because now movies have to have a heist.
You wouldn't think this would be the case, but if I was given the opportunity to go back and relive 1 or 2 days of my life, there's a chance that
the first time we met,
not even cracking the top 10. Sorry to break it to you. I would love to go back for just one night, on a summer night, high school Noah, getting high with my best friend, scooping ice cream. What a time.
Can we write that? Would you feel? Sometimes I feel like that with nostalgia. I get an immense amount of nostalgia for listening to 50 Cent PAMP for the first time and being like, wow, I felt more alive than ever.
How old were you when that song came out?
I think it was maybe 6th or 7th grade. It was around bat mitzvah time.
It feels so creepy because there's absolutely nothing wrong with our age gap where we are now. And when we met, there was nothing wrong with it. We started dating. I was 32. You were 26.
Gorgeous age gap.
Nothing inappropriate about that. But sometimes when we'll think back and I realize I was a freshman in college while you were getting your bat mitzvah, that feels wrong.
Fine. That's how the world works, okay?
We should be so lucky if the gap is only college to bat mitzvah in the world.
Yeah, that's how age works. It's weird. I also want to pitch you a movie. I every day think about it is the Female Weekend at Bernie's, starring
Weekend at Bernadette.
Bernadette.
Starring, who was your Melissa McCarthy?
Melissa McCarthy. So I just saw they're remaking the movie 13 Going on 30. Great. And they're casting some cutesy Gen Z person. I don't know. Great. I'm dying for a reboot, and I'm terrified that someone's going to get there before me. This doesn't help.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you're putting it out in the ether. Now 17 of our subscribers are going to run to the races. Run to Deadline and put out that article.
To Warner Brothers?
No, I will say this. I think it's a great idea, and I am certainly not opposed to a female version of the movie, but I think where you're going to get pushback is historically the female reboot of, when it's been attempted, has not been successful. I remember Female Ghostbusters was a real thing when it came out, and I think it was not.
We went in theaters. We got the 3D.
But
sometimes when I get excited about something, I'm like, and the world loved it. And I was like, oh, wait, that was just the comedy community in Brooklyn at the time at Nighthawk, and that was really fun.
Yeah, I think you're going to face an uphill battle. But I do think Melissa McCarthy cast in Weekend at Bernadette's has legs. You
Thank you.
You don't have to pitch to me. I don't own the IP. Whoever owns the rights to Weekend at Bernie's.
There's not a chance they're still alive. It was a real coked up film.
Turns out it was Bernie.
Yeah. Well, they just keep doing the remakes of the movies. So it sort of breaks my heart, but then I'm like, fine, people, we got to get people to the movies. They're doing the Meryl Streep.
They're doing
Devil
the Meryl Streep.
Wears Prada.
Well, that's a sequel, not a reboot, right?
Oh, well, yes, the sequel, but what I'm saying is no original ideas. We can't have an original idea for the life of us.
So rather than fighting for an original idea, you're going to hop on the train and just womanize the.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
Not even womanize. We'll do it again. We'll do it men again.
There we go. Now I'm sold. Weekend at Bernie's
Yes,
2. Boom.
man.
Actually, was there a sequel? Was there a Weekend at Bernie's 2?
I don't know. I don't think so. How could? The movie was so stupid. They couldn't do a second one. We got to remake it.
All right. Well, let's do This Week in Vegas.
Okay. So I once again tried very hard to find a real deal news story. Comedian Joe Coy is selling his Las Vegas mansion for $11.25 million in the Ridges. This is not news. I'm just trying to
Joe Coy lived in Vegas, or he just owned a... I believe
he lives in Vegas or has a house in Vegas. That's not important news.
That actually makes sense. I think there's a sizable Filipino community in Vegas.
And he's a comedian, and he wants to sell.
But like, there are some very famous comedians that live in Vegas that we know about. You never hear about Joe Coy being one of the professional comics that lives in Vegas.
What's the secret comedians that live here?
Brian Regan.
Pauly Shore kind of sort of lives here.
Carrot Top.
Oh, yeah.
But again, these aren't secrets. These are things people know about.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah, let's get a better news
Las
story.
Vegas is officially on track to host the Super Bowl in February 2029. Did you know about this?
No, but that's not a surprise. I think Vegas hosted the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl rotates to a handful of cities. I think they tried a cold weather city one time and people hated it. So there's only a handful of cities that A, are warm enough in February to host, B, have enough hotel rooms and infrastructure built in for the influx of tourists, and C, have enough of a nightlife for the events to surround the Super Bowl. So Vegas is on the short. Vegas, Miami, San Francisco, LA, these are the cities that every few years get to host the Super Bowl.
Then we can Airbnb our house and jack up the price.
I would never. I am so out on Airbnb. I would never let anyone
I don't even think it's legal in our neighborhood.
Okay, well, I just read, because you're flopping with these stories. These aren't stories.
I have one more horrendous story.
Okay, you should have led with that instead of Joe Coy selling an $11 million mansion.
Okay. The Bureau of Land Management is bringing back the viral scorpion search night hike at Red Rock Canyon, finally giving locals another chance to experience one of the desert's most unique nighttime adventures. It's coming back, baby.
But what is it? When they say the scorpion search night hike, is it literally a hike?
Nighttime hike where you are actively searching for scorpions, potentially with like black lights or something to find the scorpions.
To then capture them and
just
get them out of the ecosystem?
Enjoy the atmosphere of the Red Rocks Desert Scorpion hike.
I'm going to say what 15,000 black comedians would be saying and thinking. That's white people shit. I don't know who in the world is willingly signing up to go out into the wild and encounter scorpions. And you know how I feel about doing things with animals at night, because a few years ago we went to Jamaica and
there was a couple who was getting off a boat and we were like doing the turtle snorkel.
We went snorkeling during the day and had a lovely time. And then this couple was like, oh my God, you have to do this night snorkel.
Oh my gosh, you would love the night snorkel. It was the best. The night snorkel was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Single-handedly most terrifying experience I've ever had. Going out on a boat in pitch black, and then they send you with a tiny flashlight that's waterproof to go underwater. So it's scary above the water and even scarier underwater.
I didn't put it together. The night snorkel would be us snorkeling in pitch black nighttime.
It was... I was back on the boat within 5 minutes, taking my flippers off, snorkel out of my mouth, just waiting on the Gentiles who are willing to go swim at night in the ocean.
The wonderful Jamaican tour guide just dived off the boat with a spear.
Pitch black. Okay, you got a bunch of American tourists, some enjoying, some very much not, but pretty much doing nothing. Our Jamaican tour guide hopped off the boat with a spear in one hand, a flashlight in the other, no snorkel, no fins, just in a bathing suit, a spear and a flashlight, came back up 35 seconds later with a crab on his spear.
Or was it a lobster?
Whatever it was. And then he brought it back to the boat like we were going to be impressed. And I was like, I'm allergic to shellfish. Get it away from me.
We were confused like what to do because he's like, hey, lobster. And everyone was like, lobster. He's like, you want some? And Noah's like, I'm allergic.
We have never been more Jewish American tourists in the moment than attempting to go for a night snorkel where the Jamaican tour guide returns with shellfish for all.
And we're allergic.
So anyway, good luck to everyone that wants to go hiking in Red Rock and find the scorpions. I hope no one gets stung, bit, and
what news did you gather up?
So I actually saw that Las Vegas is basically building an underground city because there already are underground tunnels. There's an underground loop where it's basically a cab system with exclusively Teslas. It's like these small tunnels that will take you from the convention center to various casinos around, and it's supposed to decrease traffic and get people around very efficiently. But it's been such a success that they're now digging more tunnels all throughout the city, now extending to Fremont, the airport, the arts district, and I think they're really going to expand the entire tunnel system underground so that people can get from point A to point B in a matter of minutes without traffic, all on these like self-driving Teslas.
Also, that's hilarious that it's like very Tesla because then it feels like a members only club, but only for like tunnels. Like it's gonna try to, it's
well, you can't bring your own Tesla. It's like I think Elon Musk funded the original tunnels. It's like specifically to show that Tesla's self-driving functions work, where it's self-driving Teslas that act as a taxi that just pick people up at a certain spot and drop them off at the desired destination.
And of course, there's going to be the party Tesla and the this Tesla. Sure. I'm excited about the themed underground Teslas where the pink one.
Bachelorette putties are just going to start.
Yes. It does. I just need a Tesla that goes underground from like the Wynn to Cosmo because for whatever reason, it's $85 and takes an hour and a half.
But
and every single
visitors,
it's 3 blocks away. And everyone who comes to Vegas is like, meet us at the Wynn. Okay, never mind Cosmo. And I'm like, no.
And no one will walk because you're all
3
in like
miles, 4 hours. How do we do it?
Horrible stiletto, uncomfortable heels.
Heels are out, sneakers are in. We now have people are talking about the bullet train. Like it's already, I mean, it's been the news story for a long time, but I just saw a new news story that it's like, it's already.
Yeah, they've been talking about the high-speed train for years. Congratulations when it finally happens. We'll see.
2 hours.
Supposedly 2 hours from Vegas to Bakersfield. They keep on saying the train is from Vegas to LA. It's not to LA. It's to like 90 minutes outside of LA, which I suppose still better from a traffic standpoint if it goes in 2 hours, but it's not solving the actual problem of direct Vegas to LA
This
commuting.
is a business opportunity. We create a Bakersfield to West Hollywood shuttle full of booze and get everyone ready to party for the train.
I would rather go straight from a night snorkel to a night hike with scorpions than get on a party shuttle from Bakersfield to LA full of people from Vegas. And with that, let's move on to...
For the Super Bowl!
Ugh, I hate all of it.
And they're all whatever fans. People did message us with some names.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to a couple of the really good names.
The winners, I believe, is my pitch,
the Las Vegas winners would be good, especially if they spell it W-Y, like win.
What about Las Vegas high rollers?
High rollers, I think, is great because then you can also just cut it to rollers. Winners or sinners would be good.
The Las Vegas Sinners would be so fun.
Jimmy McMurrin suggested the Las Vegas Lights. I think that would be great for branding and marketing, and you could probably get some cool logos. It's not the best name. It's certainly not a tough name for a team.
I like that we have like just, what about the Las Vegas Raves? And then we get someone with like lights and then they're like constantly in motion. My dad came up with Las Vegas Chippendales. He's from the 80s.
You asked your dad to send in a team name, and he said the Las Vegas Chippendales.
And he also texted in AI photo.
Your father is banned from participating in these suggestions from now on. That is awful. All right, let's do Joke Yard because we got to wrap this up. What is this week's old joke from the past for you, or do you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay, this is a timely one because by the time this episode comes out, it'll be either Passover or close to Passover. This is a joke that, again, I think is like a funny tweet standalone. And I think I wrote it in plans of actually doing it on a Jewish show back in the day. I was probably doing like a Passover show, and it never made it into the act. And what I want to work on is not so much whether or not this joke in itself is funny, but whether or not it's like the first haha setup premise to a larger chunk about Jews and food.
Okay.
Which is Passover is the holiday when we, of course, remember that it literally took fleeing slavery to force Jews into a low carb diet.
Well, I love that. And I love most of it until we get to a low carb diet, because instead of taking out carbohydrates, which is a choice, Jews instead decide to make matzah cakes, matzah cheese things, matzah brie, and then they just make everything
so it's just
matzah.
a worse carb. Well, and by the way, what's the nickname that you have for my dad's house?
Carbon Swartz.
The Carbon Swartz house. If you go to my dad's house,
Did I come up with Carbon Swartz house?
100%. No one
It's
else
the Carbon
did.
Swartz house.
The Carbon Swartz house. When you go to my dad's house, there will be a minimum of 12 bagels, a pound cake, some babka.
Cinnamon donuts, cinnamon
all the
stuff,
carbs you could ever
donuts.
want
And I
at my dad's house
I
at all
don't
times.
snack on like sugar and this and that, but you're handling kids, you're handling things, and then you get to the kitchen, and instead of like nothing waiting for you, or like
You
an
have
orange,
you have a nice little comfort piece of chocolate rugelach.
yeah, it's like someone died,
Okay,
and it's
but
just so much carbohydrates have
Without
been
spending
sent
too
to your
much
house.
time on my dad's house
Okay,
and the
sorry.
food inside of it. So you like the joke on its own, but do you think it should be the beginning of a larger chunk about like, oh, and on Yom Kippur we don't eat at all, which is a lot of A Phi sorority girls. That's their Super Bowl, you know, like.
It could, but it's funny that like matzah would be a less carbs for most people, but like
Okay, so you want to go on the angle of we're finally presented with the opportunity to have a low carb diet, and
Yes.
instead we're just replacing with more shitty carbs.
yes.
Okay, and then maybe I find an analogy of
matzah
something
brie,
else.
matzah this, and be like, it's funny because
Matzah brie, by the way.
sorry, I'm so sorry, but it's funny because we're just finding brand new ways. I mean, people do crazy stuff that's like kosher for Passover, blah de blah, kosher for.
Well,
and-
that's like the vegan approach of
Yes.
like now you're just eating shitty chicken.
Yeah,
You
this
know.
is just bad pizza. Good job. We could be eating nicely seasoned cauliflower. Oh, what about really bad burger?
Okay, fair. All right, so I'll play around with it. Now, what do you have?
I was at a Seder that I was in New York City, and it was funny because I thought everyone looked like Bernie Madoff. They had like their little caps on. It was all these like old Jewish men with little caps. And anyways, so we're all sitting down at the Seder, and it was a very lovely Seder where they had like staff that was helping present some of the brisket, the food that was coming out, but it made it a little bit uncomfortable for me because we were like, and they were slaves in Egypt. Could we just get another round of water, please? And if you could, get
Yes.
another glass of wine, please.
Retelling the story of your people's slavery as you have workers serving you food. It
Yes.
is definitely an odd
bit
mix. But what's the
uncomfortable.
joke that you have for joke?
The Joke-Yard joke. Here we go. It
Yard.
goes with potentially why I quit weed. Was I went to the dispensary one time and I looked disgusting. I was in like 3-day-old sweatpants with olive oil stains on them, and I was in line to buy weed. And the guy in front of me and the guy behind me were also dressed like they haven't changed their clothes in 4 days.
Sure, as to be expected.
We're talking bathrobes, flannel pajama pants, just shirts with holes in them. And I was like,
It's called the weed shop tuxedo.
yeah, this is the worst dressed drug in the world. Like, at least Coke heads are looking dapper. Coke's looking good. Alcoholics even have like a little unbuttoned vest happening. But potheads, the drug is so good that people are like, shoes, not a chance. And it is the most disgusting, filthy
That's
group
funny.
was part of, and was like, I gotta quit.
That's fun. There's something funny about how you look shitty during your weed phase. Other drugs, you look great while you're doing it. Like you said, to get all coked up, you're typically going out for a big night. Everyone's dressed to the nines. But I actually think all the other drugs, long term, you end up looking way worse. And the potheads who are just in their flannel pajama pants out in public still look a lot better than a cokehead or a meth head or an alcoholic 4 years down the road.
And that's why you can be a pothead for 50 years, because you're like, pajama pants isn't the worst thing. It's not the best thing either, but it's not the worst. So you could just stay on that pajama pant
blood
plateau.
Pressure low. Yeah, I like that.
I wanted to use Tweety Bird slippers.
I already used that in a joke talking about how people dress shitty for the airlines.
So there is a bit. I don't want to step on your airline bit.
So you just need to find a funny example of what they're wearing in line to really paint the picture.
But legit, I was at a disgusting dispensary and people were dressed like they were asleep for the past 5 days.
Well, I do think there's also an angle about, like, the drug is good because people will willingly leave the house looking like this and think there's nothing wrong to go get more.
Yes. And weed smokers, worst dressed.
I still don't know. I think I think heroin addicts probably looking a little bit rougher than weed heads.
Well, they're not dressed.
Fair.
Weed smokers, worst dressed. They put those clothes on.
Worst of the people who actually wear clothes while doing drugs.
Here's what a weed smoker's getting out of bed looks like to go to the dispensary. They have all of their clean clothes that they've dumped out onto the couch. They're sifting through to get the sweatpants and get the right top, maybe a bra,
wrinkles
maybe not.
Be damned. Wrinkles be damned.
And they just kind of slide into their vehicle, move the chips, and get on to the dispensary.
All right. Well, I like that junkyard. We'll see how much of it we can keep without possibly getting flagged on YouTube. I don't know how much of the Schmeed and Schmerwin talk is going to fly, but we're 100% ownership, no sponsors, so at least we can say what we want. Anyway.
Until we start getting paid off to spend. Yeah. And if you would like to pay us to silence us, we are accepting hush money. No, it always sounds like such a weird thing to get rich from hush money. I've been blabbing my entire life
for another
so that
day.
Someone will be like, shut the fuck up.
What do you think I pay the mortgage for? When I pay the mortgage every month, that is my version of, will you please stop talking for 5 minutes?
Okay.
But I love you very much, and you are hilarious. We did it. Episode 4 in the books. I will probably be back for episode 5. No guarantees.
Thank you so much for sitting down. I really appreciate it. And by the way, you look so good.
Thank you. I had a good makeup artist this morning. She was cute too.
This is our first kiss on camera.